Hey, South Carolina FFA. My name is Newland Humphrey, and I'm so excited to share this time with you today. I served as the Virginia FFA state reporter for the 2018-2019 term, and I'm looking forward to learning with you today.
Hello, everyone. I am Katie Martin. I am a past South Carolina FFA state officer from 2015-2016, and now I am the agriculture teacher and FFA advisor at Woodmont Middle School in Greenville. We are so excited to be a part of this conference. I hope that you have learned so much from the state officers already this week, and we're excited to host this final workshop of this virtual conference today for you.
Today, we're going to talk about how we can unite through FFA by treating each other with love and justice.
Absolutely, that's right. And in FFA, we don't only focus on ourselves and how to become a leader and how to personally grow and how we can be successful in the future. We also talk a lot about building valuable relationships in FFA and through FFA. So we're super excited to get started with you. Before we dive in, let's go ahead and close our eyes. I know it's weird because we're all virtual, but let's close our eyes. Okay, it is picture day at school. So you know you have to look good, whether you want to look good for picture day or your parents are making you. You put on your favorite outfit. Maybe it's brand new, or maybe it's just a trusty old outfit that you love wearing. Whatever it is, you feel so confident in this outfit. Maybe you have on your favorite shoes. You have your favorite hairstyle done. Boys, maybe you have some gel in your hair. Maybe you've curled your hair. For me, that would be my hair down with it curled. And you put a little bit of makeup on, but you are feeling yourself. You are confident and you are ready for this picture day. You look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I look good. I'm ready for today. I'm serving these looks. You look in your mirror and you think about all of the awesome things that you love about yourself. You have positive vibes as you walk into the front door of the school. Open your eyes. Sweet. So we're going to do a little activity called Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. And we aren't just going to be talking about the things that we love about our physical characteristics. We're also going to be talking and thinking about some things that we like about our insides, our characteristics. So the questions are on the screen, but you also have a worksheet with these questions on it. Take as much time as you need. You can pause this video. Just go through these 4 simple questions, reflecting on yourself, what you like about yourself, what you like about the people that surround you, making sure that you keep a positive mindset and really reflect on who you are as a person. So feel free to pause and do this right now. Sweet. I hope you took the time to make your worksheet or your paper completely full of things that you love about yourself and the people around you. And now let's dive in to what we're really going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about stereotypes, first of all, not only stereotypes that we may face, but also how we may accidentally stereotype other groups of people.
Second, we're going to be discussing the differences between equity and equality and how we can create better experiences for our fellow FFA members as well as ourselves.
Sweet. So let's get started with stereotypes. And really, this is about how maybe we view ourselves or how others view us, sometimes in a positive way, most of the time in a negative way. We might already have a preconceived notion of what stereotypes mean, but there is a good definition on your screen. It is a widely held but fixed and oversimplified image or idea of our particular type of person or thing. If you need to pause, look it up on Google, take a minute to research this further. If you don't understand, take the time to do that. But this is a pretty good definition of what a stereotype is. However, this is pretty unfortunate because stereotypes can sometimes hurt us. Whether that means somebody stereotypes a group of people that we're a part of, or maybe they even say something directly to our face about us, and it's simply not true. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about stereotypes that sometimes we have faced and we have heard about ourselves and reflect on those stereotypes. And how we're going to do this is through a really short sentence with only 2 blanks that you have to fill in. Okay, the sentence is, I am blank, but I am not blank. Now, this doesn't make much sense unless I give you an example. So in the first blank, it is going to be a true word about you or true statement about you. The second blank is going to be maybe a stereotype that people make about you because of that first blank. I know that sounds confusing, so let me tell you an example. I am a woman, but I am not weak. Now, this is a stereotype that I feel like I face on a daily basis. Yes, I am female. I am a woman. I identify as female. However, I think that a lot of people and big groups of people believe that women are emotionally, mentally, and physically weak. But I know in my heart and me that I am emotionally, mentally, and physically strong, even though I am a woman. So this is a stereotype that is made about me, but is not necessarily true. Now here's another example. I am a farmer's daughter, but I am not a redneck. So I grew up as a farm kid. I grew up on a dairy farm, and sometimes farm kids get labeled as rednecks because they grew up in the country and maybe they wear camo. However, I do not identify as a redneck, but I do identify as a farm kid. So I am a farm kid, but I am not a redneck, as some may stereotype me as. Now, Newland, I would love to hear some examples of some stereotypes that maybe you have faced.
Yeah, one of the biggest stereotypes that I have faced is I am an only child, but I'm not selfish. Growing up, there were so many times where my peers and even their parents assumed that I wouldn't want to share my toys or that I always wanted to be the center of attention. And they thought that I always got everything that I wanted. I was stereotyped as being a selfish person because I don't have any siblings. And this really hurt me because I am very concerned with the needs and the wishes of others and like to have shared time between all of my friends. Another stereotype that I have faced is I am a woman, but I'm not a bad driver. I feel like a lot of times all of my guy friends are saying that they don't want to ride in the car with me because they think I'm going to be a really bad driver and always hit the curb, hit another car, and that I don't know how to park, when in reality, that isn't true.
Absolutely. Those both were so, so true. And coming from a middle child, I hate to say it and hate to admit it, but I have definitely made that stereotype about only children. So thank you for calling me out on that, Newland. All of these stereotypes that we just expressed are just a few examples of what we have experienced. Now, we want you to take the time to jot down some stereotypes that maybe you have faced. You will not be sharing these with anyone, so please be as vulnerable as you wish. Think about maybe some experiences that you have faced, something that maybe came directly from another person and was said to your face. Maybe you're just part of a group that gets stereotyped a lot. Think about all of these different experiences that you've been through in your life and use this statement to jot down a few stereotypes. Maybe at least 2, but as many as you would like as you reflect over the next few minutes. Feel free to pause the video and do this now.
Sweet. We hope that you took the time to genuinely think about your experiences and write down some stereotypes. Let's look at the stereotypes that we wrote down, but take that a few steps further. Under each of the statements that you wrote, write a word or 2 about how that stereotype makes you feel.
Cool. That might have been a little bit difficult to think about those feelings and emotions that you feel when we do get stereotyped. And it's difficult, right? It's difficult to be stereotyped and live through that. And a lot of these stereotypes probably left a bad taste in our mouths, maybe makes our heart sink, our knees weak. And these feelings really show that words can impact others. So let's take some time to think about a time when we might have made a stereotype about someone else. I just admitted that I have stereotyped only children like Newland before, but that stereotype was definitely not true. When you take the time to think about these stereotypes that you have made about others, take time to think about how maybe they felt when you stereotyped them. In the same way that you felt about your stereotypes that you wrote down, I'm sure they felt similar feelings. How do you think they would feel if they were told that to their face? Take some time now. You can pause and reflect on maybe a stereotype that you've made about others and how it made them feel.
Our thoughts and our words definitely have a lot of power, and they can leave a lasting impact on others because of the feelings that they produce. When we feel ourselves maybe starting to stereotype someone or a group of people, let's take a step back and think about how it feels when other people stereotype us.
In order to show our commitment to stop stereotyping, I would really ask you to pause the video, either take a picture of your worksheet or a selfie or anything related to this virtual conference, and post that with the hashtag PowerUpFFA, PowerUpFFA, hashtag PowerUpFFA, to make sure that we are showing our dedication and our commitment to not only stopping stereotyping other people, but loving the people around us.
As we move forward into the next phase of how we can do better, we will address the current popular topic of equity versus equality. Now, those two words sound super similar, but I promise that there is a difference. Equity and equality are related and often used as synonyms, but since the word equity is appearing more and more in the news and in policies, we believe that it's super important to point out the difference between the two. Whether you're listening to the radio, reading the newspaper, or attending a conference, we are hearing calls to action such as we need gender equity, we need to embrace racial equity, or we demand education equity. So we can define equality as treating everyone the exact same. When people talk about equality, they tend to talk about if a situation is fair or not. So most of the times, if a situation is fair, there's usually equality. However, equity is giving everyone the resources that they need to be successful. When a lot of people talk about equity, they really mean that they're talking about justice. Is this a just situation for everyone? Because everyone needs to have the same resources or the resources that meet their needs that can help them be successful in life. Maybe this next picture will help us get a better understanding of the difference between equality and equity. So in the photo on the left, what do we notice? Even though each individual has the same size box to stand on, two of them are unable to watch the sports game because they can't see over the fence. Is having equal things in this situation more or less fair? How does it impact the people? This picture is a great example of what equality looks like. So now if we go ahead and cast our eyes to the photo on the left, this will have us, this is a great example of equity. So now not everyone has the same size box to stand on. Each individual has a different way to look over the fence and see the game. They all have different resources. But how did those original resources have to change to meet the needs of each person? We see that one individual is in a wheelchair, so they required a ramp, and another individual is a lot shorter, and so they required two boxes to stand on. Sometimes things may be fair because they're equal, but not everyone will have all the resources that they need to succeed. When all the people around us have the things that they need in order to do well, we can describe that as equity. So here are two scenarios to put equality and equity into perspective. Your friend with an intellectual disability gets a longer amount of time to take their math test. Is that equality or equity? If we answered equity, that would be correct. This person has the resource, AKA the time, that they need to be able to do well on our math test. So our next scenario is one of your classmates lives further away from the school than everyone else and struggles with being late to school in the morning. Is requiring all students to be at school before the late bell rings equity or equality? If we answered equality, we would be correct. Most of the time, we all live in a bunch of different places around our county, but we all have to make it to school on the same time, so we are not tardy. So equality is like giving everyone who needs shoes to wear the exact same size, but equity is giving everyone a shoe that is their own size. Some of us may know of or have experienced a situation where there was equality, but there was a lack of equity. Let's go ahead and think back to that time. Did we have everything that we needed to succeed? How could a lack of equity, what could a lack of equity in our FFA chapter look like? So one example of this is we could receive a jacket through the Give the Gift of Blue, where students can be nominated to receive an FFA jacket at no cost based on their involvement in FFA and their financial need. So let's say that everyone in our chapter got a jacket through the Give the Gift of Blue at no cost. But there are some other resources that we might not have to complete our official dress and be successful. Every FFA member needs a tie, a white shirt, and either a black skirt, slacks, and black shoes. But some members may not be able to find the clothes that they feel comfortable in because they can't find it in a size that fits them. Or maybe they can't find clothes that look really nice, and they're also clothes that they can afford. What's one way that we could make this situation more equitable? At this time, we challenge you to write down one way that we could make our FFA chapter at home more equitable for everyone and why that's important to us. We challenge you to really dig deep and think about issues that you see in your school and in your community. Feel free to pause this video and take as much time as you need.
Absolutely. And in order to complete this challenge, maybe you're in class right now, in agriculture class, and you can talk to your peers about this. Maybe you're tuning in virtually from home, and you're going to have to text some friends or maybe come up with some ideas of your own. Maybe you're at an FFA meeting and you are sitting around some FFA members. We challenge you to have those discussions about stereotypes, equity, and equality, and really make just decisions about how you can better your FFA chapter. We thank you so much for joining us today and being part of the Power Up Virtual Middle School Conference. And we are so excited for you to continue your FFA journey. And we wish you the best in your blue corduroy jacket. Thank y'all so much and have a great day.